Hello guys, it's me Absence and Buckwheel, and today's we're gonna do Pirate Blu-ray collection video. So start of all, I'm including this one as well because this is pretty much a dead format and doubt I find any more from it, but this is just really insane. So we've got National Treasure Book of Secrets, but it's like a HD DVD, which no one in mind knows about HD DVD because they just died, because Blu-rays become big and HD DVD was basically a huge bomb. So don't know who would, pirate it in a HD DVD case, but in fact, this is not even a HD DVD. All they've done is this. Yeah, that's all they've done. It's like a proper DVD, a normal pirate DVD. So, yeah, that's all they've done on here. So, yeah, it's a well done sticker. It's not like one what tears off or out, but yeah, I just wanted to include it because of reasons. So, first of all, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. No, not Rise of Cobra, Retaliations, I mean. So, yeah, this must be the second one. Anyway, this one, the family made it because I got given Blu-rays last year, and this was one of them, and I was like, what the fuck about it, because I've always seen, all the time, I've never seen, pirate Blu-rays until, a couple years ago, which I'll show you those ones, but these ones are just completely homemade ones. So look, you see how this says 3D? This is actually 3D on it, so you know what I mean? This doesn't even work in the player, but yeah, it's just basically really insane how us in the family had this, because Blu-rays would have been really expensive as well. So yeah, but another thing about it, this doesn't play because like I said, this is the 3D version on it. So yeah, so either way, if you copied a Blu-ray and in stuff, it would have still had the hidden coding on it. So yeah, Fast and Furious 6, love the Fast and Furious franchise, and yeah, again, the same thing, another one the family made, and yeah, this is just someone downloading it, literally. So yeah, again, how the hell did these exist? I don't even know, but I like them. The facts we still have them, because a lot of the pirate DVDs, Alone in the Family, were all scratched and shit. Because if you see my really old video, my cousin must have gave me most of his old DVDs. Sometimes I used to went and just took some. A lot of them were all without the cases. A lot of them were scratched to hell. A lot of those Family Guy DVDs, all those were scratched. There weren't even copies though, but there was stuff like White Chicks, stuff what would have been till I was really older. These are just ones from years ago what must have been kept in really good condition, which I'm just surprised about it. But yeah, Monsters Inc. This was, I'd say, one of the best Pixar films out there. So I'm surprised we had this in good condition, because I think the Monsters Inc. DVD, what was at my auntie's, was so scratched. And how the fuck is that mint? No words. These were copies from my auntie's house. These first few Blu-rays I'm showing you, because of reasons. So that was it. I should have had Incredible Hulk, but I don't know where that one is, but might do a follow-up video if I find it. I need to sort the room and that out, to be fair. So these are some of the other new ones. So you've got Hancock here, which, in case you're wondering, none of these are camera copies or out like that. All these are good quality ones. So yeah. Yeah, Cash Converters sold Hancock, so they were definitely breaking the law, sadly, which, because sometimes they can be really fussy on copies, but you can tell it's a copy because DVD 9 and it's a DVD in it. So yeah, this must be a made in China one, maybe. So yeah, Transporter 3. Seen a few of his films before with Jason Statham in, and yeah, this is like silver foil on it. What the hell? And the fact I can see this says it's region A somewhere. I can't even see. Does it say it's region A? I'm pretty sure. It says PG-13 anyway. Hold on. Yeah, I can make it out. Does say region A. This still works anyway because, like I say, it's a Chinese one. And this must be similar to these other ones I'm going to show you, because these like other ones I got are really better than these, because why would you just burn these onto like a DVD? It makes no sense. These ones are much better, what I've got here. So these are like ones what used to be sold on eBay many years ago, and I bought quite a few for reasons, so I'm going to explain. So this one here is missing, which I've seen at cinemas, and I think I enjoyed it, so that's why I've got it, but it was never released over here or anything like that. I think even if it was, it would have been region locked, so your only way is to buy it from a pirate seller. So yeah, and this was before, or just before, we had Fire Sticks and that, so that's why I still have a lot of these. So yeah, the artwork on this is just well done, but it is a copy anyway. So yeah, you can see, and these are much better than those other ones because they are a Blu-ray, and all these are good quality. I've got no issues with them. So yeah, Searching is also in there because, you know, you can slot another movie in it, because Searching is the first movie, then Missing's the second movie. So yeah, because that never had the case to it, so it made sense to put that one in there. So yeah, and it's insane how they even make slip covers on these. So yeah, but you can see definitely a Chinese one. This movie never was shown in cinemas, even though I was really interested in it, The Machine. I've still yet to see this film, but I still made sure to get it on copy anyway. So yeah, there it is. And I can't remember, but now I remember now some of the movies, you know, lesser known films, if some of them like would never be shown at all, you know, over here, I feel like The Machine, like a movie like this must have been like shown in like Odeon Lincoln or something. I can't even remember, to be quite fair. But yeah, I don't know where the Columbia Pictures thing's stolen from though, but yeah, bodies in here. I don't know why, but there it is. There's disc. Yeah, the disc. So really, some of these still have a few errors on it, I've just noticed. So yeah, but they are really good printout, like the most high quality I've seen a lot of them to be in. So yeah, the Bogeyman is the next one, which I enjoyed seeing it. I actually enjoyed it because, again, this would have been like one of the first horror films I saw, besides Megan at the cinema, I think. So, you know, I knew I was going to have a good time with it. This would have been around the time as well, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie come out, because that's when I started doing a lot of those horror films like Megan and Insidious and that. So, yeah, so this one was a problem because if you guys remember, Disney is such a fucking useless company, and they never release anything over here. Like yeah, they do, but like they never released this at all in the UK on Blu-ray, so you had to get it on pirate. But like, the thing what winds you up is that they've done the same thing before with Barbarian, See How They Run in the Bob's Burgers movie, which Barbarian, I yet to see. Well, even though why I never saw Barbarian, because that was 18, but See How the One I wasn't interested in, but Bob's Burgers movie, I had to import the American Blu-ray. But with come back to Barbarian, everyone was moaning about it because that movie apparently did well. So yeah, this really should have had an official release, but never. So you had to pirate it. Literally, that's what the disc looks like, and that's where I used to get them from, BD DVD. So this is a dodgy site, basically, what used to do them. So I kept it in here because it was a piece of history. Because you know, these were ones you had no choice but to do it. Barbie, yeah, Barbie does have an official release, but the only reason why I got this because I didn't know if we was going to see Barbie at cinemas or not, so I thought, you know what, we'll buy the pirate version. And to be fair, I did see it at cinemas, so there was really no point in to even have this, but it's good anyway because Barbie is basically a movie I thought was going to suck, to be quite honest, but luckily never. But you know, I'm definitely going to keep it anyway because it's just one of those, especially like, say, you know, pirate Blu-ray. I think this is quite hard to get as well. I think all these are basically, so it's worth keeping them all really, but I know this sold out straight away, so yeah. And this looks ever so real as well, like, I've never seen that, like, how well done a lot of these are, like, you know, a lot of the DVD ones have obvious telling, you know, because they used to come out from a cheap printer and that. These have come out in a really nice high quality printer. So yeah, Strays, this was a really good film. I saw this with my friends and we was that laughing hard. I immediately bought this on copy because because this come out like a couple of like must have been like 2 weeks or something after I saw it in the cinema. So we saw it in the cinema, so yeah, I made sure to order it straight away because it was so hilarious. Yeah, rated R, I think it was 15 over here, so yeah. But you can tell, like I say, it's a dodgy one because yeah, Chinese writing on the disc, on the slick cover I mean. Probably on the disc as well, but if I remember on this particular one of Strays, this might be the one with the end credits like playing on the menu, which is really weird, but it's, like I say, it's so good at the same time. So yeah, and let's have a look at the disc. Yeah, it is, because see, it's really fuzzy, and yeah. So let's do the next one then, which is actually probably the movie what changed history, in my opinion, how I see it anyway. Yeah, you guys can guess what it is. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I've already got Five Nights at Freddy's on like a steelbook and everything. You know what, I could do a video about it because I've already unboxed one of the steelbooks on YouTube before because I made sure about it. But the first FNAF movie was just a masterpiece. Everything about it was awesome. I just basically made sure to get every version of it. Like I had 2 copies of like the steelbook with that poster on it, you know, the red eyes, even though it wasn't red eyes, but you probably know what I mean. That's what I did have originally, but because the original copy I got was dented, and I found a better one when I went to Hull CEX in better condition, and that's why I was obviously, you know, basically trading in that. But basically, either way, this was a really good film, and you know what I mean. I've got both the steel books and all sorts of it, but yeah, basically, one point in time, I did have the standard 4K with the slipcover. I know the slipcover is really hard to get hold of, so I'm not meaning to piss you guys off, but I did sell the slipcover version, the standard slipcover version, and the only reason why I did it, so you guys really understand me from this was only because HMV pissed me the fuck off, like, this year. Okay, I know, go back to the Monkey Blu-ray unboxing video. You want to see how mad I was, because Smile 2, they destroyed slipcovers, threw away slipcovers. It made me put off. It made me put off on everything. Like, I was super scared about, like, 18-rated films in general, like, everything. So, they were proper bullying me, if you know what I mean. So that's why, because they helped me to have gotten the slipcover for Five Nights at Freddy's. I absolutely boycotted HMV, and I'll be a person to be like that, so that's why. But this is better, the pirate version, because it's got some nice embossing on that, because I remember the standard version was absolutely not the greatest. But yeah, in case you guys are wondering, this is actually the version directly from Peacock, because some of my friends, you know, because again, Five Nights at Freddy's was a movie. I saw some of my friends in the screening, so we was like, oh my god. So I know when we went back, you know, to CPA, we was like, oh my god, we're gonna watch this on Peacock, and we're gonna fucking hack our devices and shit. Like, it's so hilarious. Like, yeah, like, this movie just changed everything. And you can tell the back's stolen from the American Blu-ray, shockingly, even though it is, you know, the version, you know, directly from Peacock. So yeah, but it was basically like, it was going to change the time zone and everything, you know. It was just so hilarious. I just really hope Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is like, changes everything as well, you know, becomes the best horror sequel and everything, because that's going to change history if it does. But the thing is, none of us, you know, are not going to be able to do that again. You know, sneak on Peacock and do all that shit, because our only way, you know, to really watch clips for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is to really pirate it now, because it's only going to be releasing in cinemas. Like, it's a joke, but yeah. But it's a really well done, realistic disc, so yeah. And you can tell, even that Universal font, it's just really insane. But yeah, I think one up, down, I just wished about this one is that I wish it had the Living Tombstone song as the main menu, because that would have been absolutely amazing. Like, if it had that, that would have been really awesome. So yeah, Aquaman 2. This was a really good film. This was the last of the DCU. I don't even know why I've got this one either. But yeah, not a lot to really say about it, I don't think. But yeah, just the fact I've got it. Another Blumhouse movie on Pirate, which I'll be definitely keeping this one, Night Swim. I thought Night Swim was never going to get a physical release. It did. I sold it because what's the point if I've got this version? So yeah, it's a really good quality one as well. Night Swim was a movie, I think, it was quite forgettable, because it's a good film, don't get me wrong. It was just a bit forgettable because it was those guys in a pool. Really was. And yeah, it just says in cinemas January, so yeah, they must have not put the date on it, because I think Night Swim come out January 5th. It was the first film I saw in 2024, definitely. Which, 2024, don't get me started with that year, because it was a massive disaster, you know, 2024. A lot of the films what come out in 2024 were just like, nah, just disappointments. You know, like The Fall Guy, that was shit. Joker Follow You Do, that was shit. Like, the only, like, major good ones what really come out was, like, Deadpool and Wolverine, Borderlands, this, Imaginary. Basically, the Blumhouse films what come out this last year was really good, but, yeah. And there's a disc there as well for Night Swim. Yeah, I can tell the printing on these are really weird. Really weird printout. But hey, I don't care. Right, nearly there. The Beekeeper then. This one never got a physical release over here, so this one I imported from China, I think. So yeah, no surprise, all these were Chinese ones. So yeah, Beekeeper. Basically, hold on. I was going to go see this at the cinema, Beekeeper. I did. I still did, even though I had it on copy. But I was unsure at first because I kept getting backlash, you know, from like saying, oh, you're not going to be seeing a Beekeeper. It's basically shutting that. That's why I just made sure. I just thought, you know what, buy it on copy, which, you know what I mean? So yeah, and this movie meant to come out, I think, like January, like the 2nd or 3rd week in January. I wasn't able to go straight away, because it took me, I would say, February half term to see this movie, which it really bugged me out. So yeah, the fact I've got this is really good anyway, because never got official release. In the final one, Ted the TV series. Okay, I know this was not cinema related, but guys, for the longest time, I've been doing YouTube videos and stuff. I don't think I've really talked about Ted at all. Ted is like Family Guy. You know, years and years ago, I used to go on my VCR one night, and remember that video? I literally started taping Family Guy, and that caused me absolute shit because, you know, I was really young when I did that. And plus, I was really babysat. Yet for 10 years ago or something, when we was all watching Family Guy off, you know, probably those DVDs I must have got given. Ted's exactly like Family Guy. And the fact, you know, I said before, that Sausage Party was like the first ever 15 film I ever watched, especially in my childhood days. I was wrong. It was Ted. It was actually Ted. Ted was a movie we actually had to have on like a pirate DVD, because how I know this, people in my family, yeah, really was like, shit, I remember you had Ted, because we was looking for that. So, like, I can't remember how old I was, but honestly, I was nowhere near 15 when that movie come out, and that was all of us what we had to do because cinemas was like expensive as fuck anyway, like, and it just used to be a massive market, like, saved a lot of people's money, and that's how we used to do it, because a lot of people, you know, in the family did used to, you know, put everything on DVD-R and that. So yeah, so really the Ted series never had a Blu-ray at all over here, which is a massive shame. I bought this straight when it come out because I loved the first Ted movie as a kid. I grew up with it because, like I said, I had it on pirate, so you guys understand that. But like, Ted 2, in case you're wondering, was not a good sequel. I was not too hot about it, but the series, I've never seen the series, and I just had it here because it was one of those. And yeah, guys wondering as for Sausage Party, how I grew up with Sausage Party, because that's going to be obvious question, because, you know, Sausage Party, what the hell? But basically, Sausage Party, how I grew up with that was I snuck up one night and literally recorded it off my VHS player, because that was when I used to collect VHS tapes. So I had a blank tape, I think what must have had Family Guy on it, and just, you know, recorded the last part of it with like Sausage Party on it, which was so crazy, but grew up with it, didn't I? So yeah. So there you have it. That's really it for this video, and it's a longer video because of reasons, but I'm glad I've done it for you guys. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.